Welcome, Dustin. Welcome to Evolving Economy this morning. Your role as head of creator monetization at TikTok didn't actually exist 5 years ago. Can you talk to us about what this role means today and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. It's a bit of a new thing at TikTok. So I joined the company about 2 years ago, and I was the first hire in focused on this, at least in North America, focused on this creator monetization, creator economy type of space. And I think it just shows the rise of creators in the last decade or so. It used to be somewhat of a novelty that a creator could have access to distribution and to global audiences through digital platforms like TikTok. And now there's a number of platforms where creators can do that. And it's, I think it's almost seen as a birthright, in a market like the US, that you can express yourself however you want across a number of platforms. And as a platform, we find ourselves in a place of we're competing for the best creators. We want the most interesting, most creative people who are telling the best stories to want to do that on TikTok. And one of the ways for us to attract people is to give them a path to monetization, to allow them to earn income, hopefully earn a great living from what they're contributing to our platform. So that's what I focus on. I focus on it mostly by connecting people to brands and brand partnerships. And we have other monetization programs that are, more fan funded or kind of directly platform funded, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, generally we want creators to earn wonderful monetization opportunities from being on TikTok.
So glad that TikTok has this role created. I mean, a lot of children and kids now, one of the top job opportunities that they're stating that they want to be when they grow up is to be a creator. I think it's now what unseated being an astronaut, and so this is a very viable living, right? And so, given TikTok's role and having so many creators, so much content every day, what are certain tools that you guys have to enable and support them? You alluded a little bit to it, but we'll love to learn a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I'll say, of course, the focus here is creator monetization. That's the focus of my role. But I think in terms of how we support the creator with tools, it's on multiple dimensions, not just monetization. And I think it's important to understand creators are, coming to TikTok not primarily to monetize, or usually not initially to monetize. The reason that TikTok has had so much success is that it's fun to create on TikTok, and we've offered a number of wonderful creative tools, great music libraries, as well as access to audiences, as I said. So, our For You feed and our ability to personalize content to the right audience really allows creators to, just focus on making good content, expressing themselves, using their voice, and then we can steer that to audiences. And I think that's really, those creation tools and those access to audiences will always be a core part of the TikTok value proposition to creators that we never want to forget about. But on the monetization side, which of course is very important to creators as well, we have a number of tools. We have a creator fund. So this is a $1 billion plus fund that we've allocated to distribute to creators based on their contribution to the platform and the audience that they're able to find on their content. That's something that we will continue to do. We're looking at kind of examining the lessons of the first fund we rolled out, and tweaking some of the ways that we're distributing money and deciding eligibility. But we're committed to continuing with that for our creators. We also have tipping and gifting programs. So on live stream as well as on non-live videos, you can tip creators. And so there's ways for fans to directly interact. And we think there's ways also to kind of expand those fan-funded interactions. But then, a big focus of us, because we know this is one of the biggest sources of income and monetization, is to enable branded content on the platform. And so we've rolled out what we call our TikTok Creator Marketplace. We rolled that out in beta almost 2 years ago, and we've continued to invest in that. And that's a way for creators and brands to connect. And brands to hire creators for sponsored content and give them an opportunity for their work on the platform.
It's amazing to see how TikTok has come from the early days. What are some of the successful case studies or examples you can share with creators that have monetized extremely well on it?
Yeah, so I'll just this is more of a category of success, and then I'll bring it around to a specific case study. But because the ad products on TikTok are built to be very native to the core consumption experience of the user. So, the ads, the interstitial ads in our feed, they look just like TikTok videos. If you're not paying attention, you would never notice that. There's a little sponsored sticker that you can see on it. There's a little CTA button that kind of blends in after a second or two. But mostly it's part of the feed experience. And because of that, we've really encouraged brands to work with creators on ad content, because creators make the most engaging native content on the platform. And so they're just natural partners for doing this ad content. And when we've looked across creators in in-feed ads, we find that they drive double the view-through rate and double the ad engagement rate of non-creator produced ad content. So, just that proof point really sets up, a huge opportunity that we want to grow over time for creators. Because, think of the volume of in-feed ad content that advertisers need on a daily basis. And if they have a preference for working with creators for that, or if a significant portion of that is being routed to creators, that's a really significant opportunity for our creators, that we think is a bit unique to TikTok because of how our ad products work. So a particular case study around that, this shoe company, Vessi, they have a particular waterproof line of shoes, and they worked with this Canadian creator, Call Me Chris, and she did, and she's kind of known for different characters, and she did this great initial video for them that's a skit of this mom character and a little kid, and she plays all the characters. So she's kind of playing this annoying toddler, and then a mom, and then there's kind of a stranger who comes up to them wearing Vessi shoes. And in the skit, the stranger character steps in a puddle, and the toddler's like, "Oh no, you got your shoes wet." And she's like, "They're waterproof, it's no problem." And then the toddler's like, "Great," and she jumps in the puddle, but she doesn't have the Vessi shoes. And then the mom's really annoyed, and it's this great I'm a parent, so it's a very relatable thing, that your kid kind of gets involved in some scenario and does exactly the wrong thing. But it cleverly, obviously, kind of brings up the marketing message for Vessi, and that you should buy our waterproof shoes. And it was incredibly successful for them. So they actually Call Me Chris now is kind of an always-on ad producer for them. They've engaged her to regularly contribute batches of videos to continually refresh their campaign. So just we think that's a wonderful example of the power that creators can have for brands, and what we think is possible through these collaborations on our platform.
What would be the most memorable creator brand collaboration they have seen on TikTok that you think exemplify the type of collaboration that makes sense for more to come?
Wow. There are so many. I'm gonna pull one. Just gonna lean on recency bias here because this campaign just launched on the platform, um, and Jif Peanut Butter uh, launched a campaign with Ludacris doing this wrap around the peanut butter, and then he invites other kind of like rappers, musicians, or aspiring rappers, or just kind of at home freestylers, what have you. Can you give yourself a degree of difficulty? Can you rap through having a spoonful of peanut butter in your mouth? And so it's I mean, it's kind of weird, admittedly, but again, it just it showcases the product in an interesting, creative way, and I think what we see as the power of TikTok is that it unleashes this creativity throughout the community, and so like great to see a brand like Jif leaning into that and saying like, what can we do, with something as kind of simple that everyone knows as peanut butter that like spurs people to like stretch themselves creatively in new ways, and so I think that that's a really cool campaign. But it's really inspiring to me. Like I think brands see the trends and on the platform and what creators are doing, and I think we see a lot of brands wanting to stretch themselves creatively on TikTok the way don't see through other channels. So we're really proud of like that not just creators want to be creative, but brands want to be creative, and everyone wants to kind of participate in that creative energy on the platform.
Yeah,
stretch yourself and then think of ways to express yourself more creatively. It's very on brand for TikTok.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's right. Our mission is to spark creativity and bring joy. So that's constantly what we're trying to do.
Yep.
The brands have been kind of, especially throwbacks, right? Like are all coming back to life. I think recently Applebee's was a major trend, and then last week I heard on the radio that like it's all because of a TikTok video. So Applebee's is having a comeback, and so it's really interesting, like the power of creators and TikTok and what they can do through the platform.
More and more agencies are working with their brand clients to take advantage of TikTok, the platform, a lot more. Are you seeing agencies come to you guys to look for ways to collaborate with the creators more systematically? Are there going to be programs that will make it easier for this kind of collaboration to take place?
Yeah, we've also seen agencies very leaned in on TikTok, really wanting to understand the what makes the platform unique and special. One, so there are actually like a number of workshop programs that we're putting together to help agencies feel more confident on the platform, and and to work with our creators effectively. And I think we were very very much about providing that benefit and education to the whole ecosystem, and so we want to work with brands and agencies together to connect them with our creators.
Got it. How have you seen creators change or evolve on the platform in the past year as well? Like, have you seen type of content evolve, or just amount of creators explode? Like, what are some of the biggest trends that you've seen on the platform?
I think it really ties into this theme of monetization that we're discussing. I think a year ago, I mean, it's crazy to think about a year ago how much has changed, or certainly a year and a half ago. So a year and a half ago, I think a lot of creators, TikTok was like everyone's favorite toy, and creators just, wanted to come and play around and see what was possible. And now there's much more of an expectation that TikTok can be a business opportunity for them. And there's an expectation that we need to provide a path to monetization to them. And, and that's absolutely what we want to provide, as well. So, our creators are giving us a lot of good feedback of features that they'd like to see and areas that they'd like us to go into. And, again, we see the creator marketplace as very, very central to that mission. So, we've, I think in the past year, I know the number of creators on the marketplace, has increased more than 100-fold. And so, we want to meet them in their expectation that we're offering them monetization opportunities. And, we're also planning a number of extensions to what's available at the on the marketplace to again show creators the seriousness of our commitment that that we're a place that they can earn a living if they want content creation to be their their career, that TikTok's a place to do it.
Yeah. Very recently, you announced a partnership with Shopify. There's definitely, you see live streaming shopping or video shopping become a craze in Asia. What are some of the initiatives, or even at a high level, that you guys are contemplating with e-commerce?
Sure. I mean, at the highest level, we see, we refer to it as community commerce, what we're trying to enable on TikTok, referring to kind of like harnessing that, the trend-based consumption that you see on the platform, the community getting so excited about, sharing, a mascara that they love, or sharing, their feta pasta recipe, or these different kind of crazy product sellout phenomena that are just happening organically on the platform. We want to help brands, channel that into commerce more directly on the platform, and and to promote things more intentionally through commerce tools. So the Spotify partnership is one of the first forays into that. It's a very important partnership. Obviously, Shopify is very significant commerce platform that a number of brands and merchants use. So but that's sort of like one of many tools that we want to put in place to allow people to not only be entertained and see content that they love, but if there are products featured in the content that they love, that there's a path to an in-app shopping and fulfillment experience, the likes of which we're starting to enable with Shopify, but we want to continue to kind of add features and add robustness to that strategy. Yeah.
Over the last 6-7 years, as an investor in big commerce and also seeing the rise of Shopify, it just more that trend enable a lot of indie brands to be able to take advantage and grow themselves, and then start pulling in more mainstream brands to use them as well. And we're seeing a similar trend happening with TikTok, enabling a lot of new creators emerging, and over time brands want to take advantage of it too. So we're also seeing a lot of B2B services emerging around the creator community that TikTok is enabling to monetize. One of our portfolio that Rob and I worked on is Carrot, that issues business cards for creators, treat them like small, medium businesses to run in operation more efficiently and be able to scale more quickly and give them more credit. What are you seeing? A lot of B2B services emerging around the creator economy, specifically on TikTok? I'd love to see what you're seeing, and over time, would you guys have a program the way that Shopify has to work with other businesses to empower their system?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what that makes me think of is certainly TikTok sees SMB as a huge opportunity, but also, I mean, we see as you're saying, as access to creators, as access to to commerce tools is more democratized. It makes it easier for that small business proprietor or entrepreneur to like to decode a platform like TikTok and really have success. And we're really proud of a lot of these TikTok maybe buy at moments are with small businesses that they are kind of we're stressing their supply chains. I mean, we're selling out, and they're kind of like rethinking their business forecast because of things that are happening on TikTok. So we have a small business team that's focused on enabling that, and we see we see also creators being a big part of that. So we've done a number of workshops with creators for small businesses, teaching them here are tips of establishing an organic presence on the platform, and featuring your products in a sort of organic TikTok native way. And also through the marketplace, we definitely see again, part of the role of the marketplace as creating a lower lift for a business, that you don't have to be you don't have to have a dedicated influencer agency to work with creators, that as a small business you can find some relevant creators on the marketplace and work with them to feature your products. So we really and to your point, I'm sure there are third parties servicing that segment that we'll also partner with, but we also want to be a good partner directly to small businesses and enable that.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time out today to share all these insights with us. There's so many exciting things happening for creators. I'm sure even if we have this conversation in another few months, everything will change as well. So.
Yeah, no, things are constantly changing, and I maybe just to close, besides just generally being bullish about what brands can do with our creators on TikTok, the other thing we want to do is just really make it easy for everyone, because I think my background is really in the kind of influencer marketing branded content space, and for most of that time, it's been kind of an experimental buy, and everyone's been fumbling about, and there's no playbook. And
yep.
The most common engagement of hiring a creator to represent you on a platform like TikTok tends to be a fairly heavy lift today. You have to do a bunch of discovery and a bunch of vetting and a bunch, you have to write a brief, and then you give notes, and on the creator's end, they have to take these notes and give multiple versions. And, there's always going to be that, process for kind of premium hero branded content. But again, just to give a lens of what we're trying to build out through the marketplace and elsewhere, we feel that as a platform, a lot of the use cases of what marketers are trying to accomplish working with creators are pretty well structured. And we feel like if we can, kind of standardize and package those, and have really simple ways for creators to participate, to, for instance, drive an app download, or drive a coupon share or things like this. We want to create some lower lift promotional opportunities that we think will enable more types of creators to participate more easily, to sort of, work with more brand partners in a given month or quarter. And so, we're really focused on being a partner that can streamline a lot of this activity so that we can grow the pie for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, as VCs, we're paid to recognize patterns, and I still remember 5-6 years ago when Jeff, Robin, and I look at BigCommerce and Shopify. It's hard to imagine Shopify has become an over $100 million market cap company, and enabling so many SMBs and brands worldwide to thrive. It just feels like TikTok is that riding that next it's the next trend, empowering just more brands and SMBs to do things a lot more creatively and stretch themselves to get have consumers get to know them better. So very exciting of what you're working on, and thank you so much for your time to spend time with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.